I leave the room, I want my glutes to be so big they're still in the room for a few minutes. So let's hit one of my full body hourglass workouts. It's mainly glutes and back, but there's some shoulders in it as well. Starting off, we warm up with some leg swings, hip circles, and some banded work for our shoulders. Then our first exercise of the day is RDLs. Lots of people do complain about these causing them lower back pain, so make sure you aren't going too low. Focus on sitting back into the movement, and as soon as your hips stop going back, then you want to come back up. Next up are chest supported rows. If you have a chest supported row machine, that is even better, but doing them like this with some dumbbells is also perfectly fine. Back to glutes with step ups. I love them in the Smith machine, but if you prefer to use dumbbells or cables, that's fine as well. The Smith machine just allows me to do the most amount of weight with the best stability, but regardless, your glutes will love these. Next are some cross cable lateral raises for the shoulders. Listen, if you like regular lateral raises, I hear you, but if you haven't tried these, they will humble you, but they do feel amazing, and I promise you will love them. And finally, glute bias hyperextensions for our lower back, glutes, and some hammies as well. To make these more glute bias, we want to slightly bend our knees and really focus on pushing your hips through the pad. And if you're doing them right, you will feel it. But that's it. The glute pump was crazy. Give it a try. If I had to start over from day one, what would my workout routine look like and how would it be different from how I train now? I'm gonna give 3 major tips that help me see way better progress in the gym, because even though I made these mistakes, I've made plenty of mistakes from the beginning. I don't want you guys to have to make the same one. First, we really wanna focus on the quality of every exercise we do, not just the quantity. More is not always better. Sometimes it's literally just more. Just because you're doing 6 exercises for your glutes, it doesn't mean you're gonna get more growth from that than doing 3 to 4 if those 3 to 4 exercises are really intense and effective. Focus on like 15 to 18 total sets per muscle group per week, and it could be even less. Just make them count. Second, there's definitely a difference in training specifically for strength and training specifically to build muscle. But ask yourself, the last time you probably saw somebody with really strong legs, they were probably also some sculpted legs. And the last time you probably saw somebody with massive glutes, they were probably also able to hip thrust a lot of weight. And that's because to get your muscles to grow, you want to be seeing progressive overload or getting stronger in your lifts over time. So focus on adding weight, adding reps, perfecting your form. We just want to make sure that our lifts are improving in some way over time. And last, don't feel like you can't be doing the same exercises as someone like me who's been training for a really long time. I don't really believe in beginner or advanced exercises when it comes to building muscle. Hip thrusts, step ups, reverse lunges are all really great and effective exercises no matter how long you've been working out for. But it's perfectly fine to start slow and use dumbbells instead if that makes you more comfortable. But training to failure, stable and effective sets and exercises, progressive overload, and proper rest time, you deserve all of that just as much as I do. And it's gonna really skyrocket your progress, so take up that space in the gym. Find what you love, train hard, and find ways to stay consistent and enjoy the journey. If you can't stand dry chicken and are struggling to hit your protein goal, let's meal prep for the week so we can fix that. I actually hate meal prepping my meals, but I love prepping my protein sources and making the rest later. So starting with Mississippi chicken, because it is the easiest, most juiciest way to make your chicken, I promise. It's literally 5 ingredients and you just throw it in a slow cooker for like 4 or 5 hours and forget about it, so we will come back to this when it's done. Next, I love to have some red meat, so I'm prepping some 93.7 ground beef. Sometimes I'll do 90-10 or 85-15 as well, and I like to just keep this basic with some salt, pepper, and garlic powder so I can use it for lots of things like tacos, quesadillas, burger bowls, really anything. And I'm also prepping some salmon, and there's no shame in pre-seasoned and pre-marinated. I got this lemon citrus salmon from Sprouts and I love it. Salmon is a great source of healthy fats and it's already seasoned for me, so win-win. And into the Tupperware we go, and then we are back 5 hours later to get our chicken, and you just take a fork and shred it up. And all of this prep took me 30 minutes total, and I'm set for the week to make so many things. I've been doing pretty much the same glute workout for a while now, and I've seen some really good results. You don't need a super long and complicated routine. This is only 4 exercises, and I love how it's structured, so let's get into it. First, spend a little time doing a little dynamic warm-up to get the blood flowing, because first up, we have hip thrust. On these, we want to go as heavy as we can, but make sure we are reaching full hip extension at the top. We don't want to just pulse the weight. Try to keep a nice controlled tempo and make sure to be getting that full contraction at the top of your reps to get the most out of them. Next up, we have RDLs, and remember, we want to sit back into our reps. The number one cue that helps me is that this is more of a forward and back movement and less of an up and down movement. So focus on the feeling of sitting back and pulling your hips forward with your hamstrings and glutes rather than just lowering and raising the weight. Next are step ups. I'll rotate single leg press or reverse lunges in sometimes, but I've been loving step ups as my single leg glute movement here recently. Try to limit how much you're using your back leg, so lower yourself nice and controlled and try not to push off. I personally love them on the Smith machine, but you can absolutely hold on to something and use a dumbbell if you enjoy that more. And last, we have glute medius kickbacks. I have done these consistently for years and I will never not love them. We are kicking back at a 30 to 45 degree angle, nice and controlled, and don't just rush through them. Really feel that contraction and push yourself, and over time they will become a staple in your routine, I promise you.